Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. It is a gorgeous day here in Toronto and a perfect day for Tigers baseball. We welcome you to Rogers Center. It is Game 3 in this series featuring the Detroit Tigers and the homestanding Toronto Blue Jays. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers baseball. I'm Mario Pemba alongside Kirk Gibson. Glad to have you with us for the series finale here this afternoon. The Tigers, well, a rough day at the office yesterday, Gibby, but today is a new opportunity.
Well, they've lost 8 of 9 games. They lost 15-1 yesterday. They played poorly. It looked bad. Brad Osmer said it was embarrassing. So what do? You control the things you control. You hustle on the bases. You hit the cutoff man. No mental errors. You come out with energy today. Randall Simon must pitch well. They must play well behind him. And you look at it as a challenge to make a statement against a very hot Toronto team.
And stay with us. Game 3 in the series just minutes away. After a short break, back to the Coliseum with Trevor Thompson. Back where he belongs. Miggy now has enough plate appearances to qualify for the batting title. Tigers Jays next. Rogers Center. The Tigers and the Jays wrap up this 3-game series. Tigers starting lineup today presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Rajay Davis leads it off in left field, followed by Kinsler and Miguel Cabrera, who now has enough plate appearances to qualify for a batting title. JD batting fourth today in right field. Victor dumped down to number 5, the DH. You got Castellanos at third. McCann, Iglesias, Gose rounded out for the Tigers. They are facing the left-handed offerings of Mark Buehrle.
Yeah, nobody works faster in the big leagues than Mark Buehrle. 14 consecutive 200-inning pitched seasons. 13-6 for Toronto this year. Doesn't walk many at all. 78 strikeouts, 25 walks. And you'll have to be ready to get in the box as he's coming at you.
So Mark Buehrle is ready to go, and so are we. The first pitch of today's ball game is outside to Rajay Davis. Rajay in the series 1 for 7, 243 batting average. Buehrle's next pitch is in there, 1-1.
Features fastball, change, cutter, and curveball. He likes to throw the cutter in, then the change away to righties.
1-2 on Davis. Buehrle, 36 years of age, out of St. Charles, Missouri. Flashing signs is Russell Martin, and a strike call got him looking. There's the Blue Jays defense behind Buehrle, brought to you by Tim Hortons. In the outfield, they will have Pilar in center, Revere in left, Bautista in right. Along the infield, Donaldson, Tulowitzki, Goins, and Smoke. Russell Martin is really good at catching base runners. He's behind the dish, and Buehrle is on the hill. 1 up, 1 away, and here is Ian Kinsler. He is homered in the series 3 out of 7. And he looks at ball 1 high. Kinsler homered against R.A. Dickey in the opener. Here's the 1-0 pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the 2-0. Outside, 3-0 on Kinsler. Miguel Cabrera waiting on deck.
Those pitchers slow down when they get behind in the count, not Mark Buehrle. He just keeps coming at you.
3-1. And really, with the new rules, there's not much you can do as a hitter in terms of stepping out to slow him down. Unless you foul a pitch off, you really can't step out of the box, and there's a walk to Kinsler.
Yeah, Ian will want to be careful. Mark Buehrle, very good move. 99 pickoffs in his career. There you see 16.7 seconds between pitches since his debut in 2000. And he's got a 58% caught stealing rate for his career. Be pretty tough to run on. Very good move, very tricky.
So here is Miguel Cabrera batting .361, and that is good for tops in the American League. And Miggy looks at a strike, 0-1. Cabrera has been handled for the most part in the series, just 1 for 8. Popped up. First base side, Smoke, tough play. Goins, the second baseman, bails him out. 2 gone. So Cabrera is dispatched, and that'll bring up J.D. Martinez, who's batting in the cleanup spot today.
Little change in the batting order, switching V-Mart and J.D. Martinez. I think maybe Brad Ausmus trying to take a little pressure off Victor, who's really pretty much hit 4th behind Miggy all year when he's been healthy.
Martinez should be good to go today. He had a day off yesterday and is 0 for 4 in the series. JD has hit safely in 7 of his last 8, and he rips that one foul down the third base line. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Mark Buehrle trying to establish that cutter in to the Tiger right-handed hitters here in the first inning. He knows the importance of getting it on the corner or inside. Russell Martin, also a veteran, coming in there again.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
It's 81 miles an hour. I know his velocity has been down as he's progressed through the second half of the season. But just goes with his pitchability. Mixes it up.
Bouncing ball left side of the infield, ranging right is Tulowitzki. His throw is in time by a step. Troy Tulowitzki, a nice play that'll close out the top of the first. He'll lead off in their lineup today, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. And for the Jays, Revere, Donaldson, Bautista. Encarnacion had 9 RBIs yesterday. Tulowitzki, the shortstop. Smoke is at first. Martin, Pilar, and Goins, the bottom 3 for John Gibbons today. Alfredo Simon on the hill for the Tigers.
Well, Randall had a good start 2 starts ago. The curveball was big. It'll be big today, as hot as Toronto's been. Record of 11-8. Opponents hitting .271 against him.
And he is presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today. So here we go. It's Revere leading it off for the Blue Jays, and he looks at ball 1. The Jays in this series are batting at .380 over the first 2 games.
Yeah, they've certainly been hot, barreling everything that's been thrown their way.
They only had 18 hits yesterday, which was 2 shy of their season high. And Revere having a big series, 5 for 8. He sits safely now in 9 in a row. Chopper to first, and Miggy able to stay with it.
Tough hop.
Here's the rest of the Tigers defense, presented by Full On Help. Davis goes Martinez left, center to right. Iglesias, Kinsler up the middle. Castellanos, Cabrera on the corners. Tigers have turned 9 double plays in the last 5 games. McCann, Simon, your battery.
This is no ordinary ground ball. It goes carpet, and then dirt. Stays down. Miggy stayed with it. Good play. That's why you get decent bounces on the artificial turf, but you've got to judge the transition from the turf to the dirt.
Josh Donaldson stands in with the bases empty.
Many infielders will adjust their depth so they don't get put in a bad position for the bad hop.
And you really can't practice this, Gibby, because obviously most of the stadiums around the big leagues are not the artificial turf, so it's a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, they used to be, I think majority were turf at some time, but this turf in here in the Rogers Center is much better than they used to be. Used to be very hard with a lot of seams, very prevalent. Now the seams are not as bad, and a much softer surface.
2 balls, 1 strike on Josh Donaldson. 3-1 on the number 2 hitter.
Can't see him throwing him a fastball here. I think he's going to try and go fastball split earlier in the game, and hopefully his curveball's with him today when he needs it.
High and deep, left field, way back, and the Blue Jays have the lead. This guy's on his way to winning the MVP.
Well, I didn't like the fastball. These guys have been crushing it when they're ahead in the count. Got too much plate. He barrels it. I think you're going to have to go more to off-speed pitches when you get behind in the count with these big hitters.
Off the facing of the second deck, he didn't hit too many cheap home runs.
No, not in this series.
Bautista backs out of there 1-0. That is the 8th home run that the Jays have hit in this series. A 1-0 pitch. Bautista looks at a strike.
It's just a long one. You talked about the facing of the second deck. There's a no-doubter when it left the bat.
He hit one off the top deck in the first game in the series. So the Jays continue to flex their muscles here today. Donaldson, number 36. Bautista is 2 out of 6 in the series. He has also walked 3 times. And a ball low and away. So again, he's gone to a 3-1 count.
This series, you look at the Jays on fire, 384 average, 8 home runs, 21 runs scored through just over 2 games. And you see a lot of walks, almost 1-to-1 in the strikeout to walk ratio.
Bautista drives it high in the air to left. Rajay staring into the sunlight, catching it off to his left. Got under it, 2 outs.
Well, next guy's pretty dangerous too. Hit 3 home runs yesterday. This one was in the first. 6th inning does it again. Very strong individual on the line drive out of the park, and then again in the grand slam in the 7th inning of Alex Wilson. So we know this. They like the ball straight. They like to get ahead in the count. And they're going to let it go.
There's a strike called on Encarnacion.
Good pitch right there for a first pitch strike.
10 RBIs in the series, now 90 for the year. Foul back out of play.
The other thing we haven't seen much of in this series, I'd like to see maybe some moving of the feet of the Toronto Blue Jays. They're just very comfortable in the box, as they should be. But it is up to our staff to try and make them a little more uncomfortable. I'm not talking about throwing anybody or hitting anybody, but you just got to make sure you use both corners of the plate and off, in and away to both sides.
Encarnacion 4 for 7 in the series. He has certainly been awfully comfortable. He has reached base now in 29 in a row. Simon stayed away, 1-2.
Come in right now, up and in, right on the hands. That 2-seamer that runs, starts on the plate, runs right in on the hands. That's what Hutchinson did it so well against us yesterday.
Bouncing in 2-2. Encarnacion also has a 24-game hitting streak.
Well, the numbers don't lie, do they?
They don't. They're pretty gaudy.
Also reached base in 29 consecutive games.
Now Simon ready with the 2-2. Fly ball in the air to deep right field. That ball won't get out of here. It's gone. A home run for Encarnacion. 4 home runs in the last 2 days. And the Jays have taken flight again here this afternoon, 2-0. This really is pretty astounding.
Yes, it is. Again, I think you got to change some things up. They're out over the plate. They're really comfortable and really getting their arms extended.
Here is Tulowitzki. He is homer to the series. Make it 9 home runs for the Jays. With a little over 2 games in this 3-game set. The 0-1. In on his hands, and he broke his bat.
Yeah. So with Encarnacion, they had him 1-2. I think it's a good time to come in, throw that running 2-seamer in there. That ball's just out of the third. He's got a lot of power that way.
Hit his grand slam that way yesterday. Two nothing Blue Jays. Much to the delight of another huge crowd here. Up and in to the backstop it goes, and there's a warning now being issued by Bob Davidson, who's taking little time in allowing this one to get away.
Yeah, you would hope that's not intentional. You would never be an advocate of throwing the ball up around the head to the shoulder. Blue Jays have been in a couple of scraps this year. So the fans don't like it. Bob Davidson going to try and keep control right away. That's well over the strike zone. You see Jose Bautista had a few things to say after the warning.
The 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The Tigers bullpen has been used pretty regularly in this series, so Randall's going to have to find a way and get some rhythm, shut this Blue Jay team down.
Here's the 2-2. Chop foul.
Well, James McCann wanted that pitch inside, and Randall pulled it. Seems like he's pulled several of his pitches to his glove side. Saying Alfredo Simon.
Tulowitzki with 16 homers this year. He's batting .282 overall. Numbers not quite as good since joining the Jays, but he certainly has tightened up the defense at shortstop. Here's the 2-2. Outside 3-2. So Simon now, after getting ahead, has fallen behind. He's about to throw his 25th pitch of this first inning. The Jays putting pressure on him immediately in this one. Swing and a miss. He struck him out to end the inning. Big inning though, a couple of home runs. Donaldson hit one, but so did Encarnacion, who is absolutely en fuego. His 4th home run in the series. Martinez, Nick Castellanos, James McCann facing Mark Burley. The first one is in for a strike. Bernstein Advantage brings you the pitcher-batter matchup between these two, and Victor's had really good success. He's seen a lot of Burley, 359 in his career. 0-2 the count. And he missed outside.
2 pitches inside, goes with the changeup away. Got a piece. Staying alive.
Here's the 1-2. Just off the plate.
Little flinch back there from Bob Davison.
Thought about it.
Just off the outside corner. Back in the day, that was a strike.
And Victor hits this one in the air to right field. It'll be caught there by Bautista. 1-1 away here in the second. We'll bring up Nick Castellanos.
Yeah, Burley's going to continue to throw the ball inside, regardless of the warning. Be interesting to see as the game goes along whether he answers to say, I'm protecting my teammate.
Castellanos at 244 takes ball 1 high. Burley has 18 wins career versus the Tigers. He's seen them quite a bit in his days with the Chicago White Sox. He's always been a really good defender. He's won a couple of Gold Gloves.
Yeah, he had the unreal play, the one from Paul Konerko over there at first base on a bunt play, I think it was, years ago.
And he's been a workhorse. 14 straight seasons of over 200 innings.
That's incredible.
There's a strike on the outer edge. I mean, you would figure, Gibby, that once or twice in that stretch he'd have some kind of injury which would keep him from doing that, but he's been durable.
He's been very durable. I mean, not many. There's only 3 other guys have done that, I think, in the history of the game.
That's hooked into left field, a base hit. 1-out single for Castellanos, their first hit of the day.
Play Nick. You know, he was cut from as a sophomore from his high school baseball team.
Yeah.
38th rounder. Turned out to be a pretty good one.
We often talk about guys that are late draft choices that end up making it to the big leagues, but to be a 38 rounder to pitch as many innings as he has in the major leagues, pretty incredible.
Yeah, and he's got a no-hitter and a perfect game. His no-hitter, I think he gave up 3 hits. They were all to Ichiro. Actually, that was his. And then I think in the one time he walked one guy, that was Sammy Sosa. He picked him off. That's pretty good. Still no World Series. Oh, he won one World Series with the White Sox, didn't he?
05. High drive into center field. Pilar is staring into the sun. 2 gone.
Well, we were talking about this defensive play in the Gold Gloves and how this is exceptional. You don't see many guys do it. Just gets over there and backflips with the glove. We see that for many, many years. Had to look at it again.
Not sure you can ever beat that play. I mean, that's through his legs with the glove.
Let's test him out. See if he can do it again. I don't think so.
2 gone now, and here is Iglesias, who looks at a strike. .303 batting average, couple of hits in the series, couple of runs scored. He'll drive one down the left field line. Ball is hooking and landing foul. Man, that thing was hugging the line the whole way.
Yeah, almost looking for a break there, hoping that would stay fair, but it didn't.
0-2. Iglesias has done really well versus his left-handed pitching this year. That's been part of his success overall this season. .351 versus lefties.
A lot of the Tigers have really beat up on lefties. Should be a good matchup for us to score some runs today. There you see the splits.
Ooh, he held it there, and it was close. Bob Davidson thought about it. 1-2.
Burley will just keep throwing it on the corners and hope he gets some balls.
Pulled on the ground to the shortstop, ranging left to Tulowitzki. His throw is in time. He can play some short. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. Center, formerly known as Skydome. By the way, stay tuned for Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's Steak and Egg Burritos. Alfredo Simon back to the hill. Justin Smoke leads it off, and he takes ball 1.
Had a couple of hits yesterday, did Mr. Smoke.
Batting .225, had 2 doubles yesterday. Also walked.
Walks, yeah.
That's in there, a strike, 1-1.
Good to see him break that curveball out. I think you got to go 3 pitches into these Blue Jays. You weren't here with us in the last inning. Warnings have been issued. Another curveball, very good.
1-2 on Smoke.
Going to put you in a tough position because you know you have to use both sides of the plate. And it's left up to the umpire's judgment to whether there's an intent. You could lose your starting pitcher on that judgment with an injection.
Infield playing to pull on the shift, and Smoke hits it foul. Well, you bring up another good point. It did in the first inning, where the Tigers need some length out of Simon today, because the bullpen, I know there is an off day tomorrow, still has been really used quite a bit recently.
Yeah, but you're going to need some length out of the bullpen, and when you tie it up, you got to have something left. So it creates a challenge. Fastball in here.
Now the 1-2, too far in, 2-2.
Now, when you're back there as the catcher, James McCann, you want to talk to Bob Davison and let him know we understand what the warning means, but we do have to pitch inside. Let him know that nothing's by intent. Come to a curveball.
High fly ball down the left field line, shallow. Davis charging. Smoke is out.
A lot of curveballs to Justin Smoke that at bat. Commented 2 starts ago, was very effective with the use of the curveball. Used a lot first pitch. Get me over first pitch strike with the curveball.
Simon trying to shake off that last start that he made, which was on the heels of the 1-hitter that he threw. Of course, he faced the Angels, gave up 8 earned runs in his last start, which was a season high.
There's his last start, lost to the Angels. Tigers stayed with him as long as they could.
2-0 on Russell Martin. He's batting here with 1 out. He also homered yesterday, finishing 1 for 4 in that game. Did not catch the first game. Fouled away. Had a nice rip on 2-0. Martin, among American League catchers, is second in WAR. 2.7 is his WAR. Only Brian McCann has a higher number in that category. Wins above replacement.
So that's adding the offensive WAR, the defensive WAR, everything, correct?
Correct. There's a strike call. Martin didn't like it.
It's right there in the upper quadrant away. It's on the plate. See by Fox Tracks.
By the way, he prefers Mr. Fox Tracks. It's very touching.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he can come to me personally.
I doubt he'll do that. 2-2, the count stays.
I'll work it in for him. Easy going.
Kevin Pillar waiting on deck.
There you can see Mr. Fox Tracks.
Nice.
Logging the pitch by pitch.
Kind of been all over the place in this at bat.
Mainly away. Did throw the first pitch up and in.
Now Simon 2-2. Outside 3-2. Martin, veteran catcher who spent the last 2 years with the Pirates. He's also caught in New York and Los Angeles, a couple of huge baseball markets.
Gamer, one of many gamers that this club has added recently. Quite the turnover in this Toronto roster.
It really is amazing how much turnover there has been. And we talked about, of course, the key acquisitions at the deadline, but they have added some, I guess, guys in the clubhouse that have really meshed well and have pushed this team a little bit.
Well, you got Martin, Donaldson, Revere, Penny, Pennington, Tulowitzki, Mark Lowe, LaTroy Hawkins, David Price. Yep. It's kind of changed the environment a bit in their clubhouse.
I know it's oversimplifying it a little bit, but if you're John Gibbons, you got to love coming to the ballpark every day, knowing that your team is probably going to average about 5.5 runs a night.
Yeah, we talked to Buck Martinez. He's the telecaster for the Blue Jays, and said, you know, he's really never seen anything like the turnaround that they've experienced this year.
Ooh, down he goes. Martin hits the deck on that foul ball. A lot of big time names on this list. Veteran players. LaTroy Hawkins has been great in the bullpen.
He's another guy that's really good with the young kids, as well as Mark Burley, who's pitching today. I think Ben Revere, one of the more underrated moves they've made.
And Russell Martin gets a walk.
That pitcher's close there.
10 pitch at bat. And Martin draws a walk. 1-on-1 out. Simon wanted that call, didn't get it. Here's Kevin Pillar.
Maybe a little bit up. Didn't make its way back down. James tried to frame it.
Pillar is 3 for 9 in the series. He also has a stolen base. Outstanding defensive outfielder. And he looks at a strike. 0-1.
If you're ever going to hit and run, this would be a good combination for the Blue Jays. Randall Simon struggling a little bit with his command, so do not think we'll see it.
So Martin one step off the bag in a situation here where the Jays lead 2-0. Home runs in the first inning by Donaldson and Encarnacion. Strike called, and Pillar didn't like it. Now he's in the hole. 0-2.
Again, this one made it down in the zone, just on the corner.
Pilar batting .264. Drill to left field. Raji going back. He'll look up. And that is gone. Kevin Pilar has just hit his 9th. It's a 2-run shot.
Alfredo Simon trying to get this ball down and away. Did not do much. Left it pretty much middle of the plate. And Pilar deposits into the left field bullpen.
You know, we keep saying at some point their offense just has to slow down a little bit, but in this series it is not. It is a 4-0 game, their 3rd home run. Ball low to Ryan Goins. 10 home runs now for the Jays in the series. In there, a strike called 1-1.
Yeah, Kevin Pilar hit that ball a little bit off his front foot, but when the ball's up and elevated like that, it doesn't do much. It just doesn't matter.
Tried to lay down a bunt. Castellanos deep at 3rd, couldn't get it down though. Blue Jays offense making this field look like a little league field. The 10 homers is the most they've hit in any series this year. Here's the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, here's the side swing of that home run. Ball's up. See, right in his wheelhouse. I think we're going to have to stop showing them right now, huh?
Yep, it's probably a good strategy. Fouled off. Goins is having himself a series. He is 4 for 9. He's enjoying an 8-game hitting streak right now. Tigers bench awfully quiet yesterday, and the same type of start to today's game with the 3 homers.
When you're struggling and having lost 8 of their last 9, you're frustrated when the last day ends, and when this happens, it frustrates you right away.
That is hammered to center field. Goes on the move. Warning track to make the catch. The crowd right now to this point is thinking everything in the air is going to go. That ball was hammered. 50 now for Alfredo. .25 in each of the first 2 innings so far, and now here is Ben Revere.
Yeah, I think if he can be effective from this point on, they'll run him up there probably to 110 pitches. He's going to have an extra day this time through because of the off day tomorrow.
Revere looks at a strike. He had a ground ball to the first baseman Cabrera back in the 1st inning. A tricky hop that Miggy stayed with nicely and recorded the out. And Revere had a big swing there. 0-2.
2 good fastballs on the inside part of the plate. Got him looking in now. He should have some room on the outside part of the plate.
Up and in. Revere is the one guy in this lineup that is not a huge power threat. In fact, he's hit only 1 home run this year, and you might be surprised to learn that it was against Max Scherzer of all people. Here's the 1-2 pitch. High drive to center, and Ghost backs up a couple of steps. That'll end the inning. They get 2 more runs in a home run by Pilar. Tigers baseball is presented by Bell Tire. The 10 home runs this series, the most in a series this year, and the most since '09 in a series for the Blue Jays. Flexing their muscles here this afternoon, and they've given Mr. Burley an early lead. Encarnacion has also gone deep yet again. Anthony Ghost and Rajai Davis, Ian Kinsler. 2 out of 6 in the series for Ghost. One of those hits was a home run. It came in game 1. 1-2.
Big curveball there. Burley took a lot off. Anthony Ghost out in front.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Right back up the middle on a soft line. Diving play. Ryan Goins.
They're everywhere. I think Anthony hit this just a little bit off the end of the bat. Didn't have the juice to get by Goins, but nevertheless Goins, a good break on the ball, a good dive, snagged it in the webbing. Gets Anthony Ghost.
Goins already made a couple of nice plays, a running play earlier in this game. Rajai looks at a strike, 0-1. Sliced right at the first baseman, Smoke. 2 gone. Check in with John Keating now with more on Ian Kinsler.
Well, we were talking with Ian earlier today, Mario, about bats, and you'll see him sort of hit the top of his bat with the heel of his hand, and what he's listening for is a ping. It will tell him how dense the top of that bat is, and of course the harder the wood, the better the bat is. And he says he goes through about 24 bats in a season. I thought that number was a little bit low, but he said as he's gotten deeper into his career, you get better quality of wood from the bat maker. And he said he's been sort of tempted, I guess, to call the bat maker and say, well, what happened the first 3 or 4 years of my career? What was going on then?
Yeah, you do get better wood when you get older. There's no question about it. Louisville Sluggers sends. I think he uses Louisville Sluggers.
Did you ever check for the ping in your bat?
I wasn't a ping guy. I used to use the bone to make it so it didn't flake like the grains. You want the grains to raise so you get backspin on the ball.
High drive into left field. It'll stay in the ballpark though as Revere goes back edge of the track to make the catch. Burley a 1-2-3 third.
Robbie Alomar throwing the first pitch out as the game begins. He's a good one. Look, he's way up there in front. arm must be a little tired right now, huh?
Apparently so. He played 17 major league seasons, 5 of those with Toronto, over 2,700 hits. Robbie Alomar, quite a player.
He was a great player.
Alfredo Simon goes back to work now as we go to the bottom of the third. Taking all the way is the right-handed batting Donaldson, who homered in the first inning. One of 3 home runs already for the Jays in this game.
Oh, that was right there. I don't know how you can miss that pitch.
Simon agrees.
That ball's right there.
It's got to be a strike.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not trying to miss it. Just maybe got blocked out a little bit. But, you know, against Josh Donaldson, you want every strike you can get.
Chopper left side of the infield. Iglesias going to charge. Quick throw. Nicely done.
Good communication there.
Time for a game break now. Here's Mickey York. All right, Mick, thanks. That was a really good play there by Jose Iglesias.
It really was. Good communication. You see Castellanos going for it. Iglesias says, I got it. Got a lot of life in that arm when he needs it.
Here's Bautista. Strike one on the check swing. Fly ball to left field his first time up. 0 for 1 for Bautista. Chopper again to the shortstop. Much more of a routine play for Iglesias. 2 gone.
He just flips it over there. He's very good at understanding when he drops down with his arm how he kind of works it in. He plays the tail on the ball. When he goes to his left, he really has to do that.
So here is Encarnacion, who extended his hitting streak to 25 in a row with his home run in the first inning. The longest hitting streak in Jays history belongs to Sean Green, a 28-gamer. It was back in 1999. So he's zeroing in on that. That is in for a strike.
You look at Encarnacion, the way he sets up. He's way off the plate. He looks like he's got an open stance, yet when you try and go away, he's hit 2 home runs on balls on the outer third of the plate.
Driven to right field, hit pretty good. JD going back. Warning track wall to make the catch. 1-2-3 inning for Simon. 3 in the books here in Toronto. appearances, and here's what it looks like as far as the best hitters in Major League Baseball this season. Cabrera has a wide margin.
Yeah, the National Leaguers bumped up there really close together.
Miggy in his first at bat popped up to the second baseman Goins. Burley back home and delivers high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Miggy's had a pretty good success against Mark Burley over the career.
Got under that one and popped it up into shallow center field. Pilar coming in. So Cabrera is 0 for 2 in this game, 1 out. By the way, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. Get a free small order of curly fries.
Would mine qualify?
Would what?
My box score, my scorecard box score.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Or do they want the one I got of a publication?
Now, what is your marking for a home run?
HR.
Okay.
How about yours?
HR. I figured you might use maybe an X for a homer or a Q or a Z.
Well, if you figured wrong, certain things get accurate representation.
Others don't.
You code the numbers. You know there's a reason behind that.
I do. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Martinez. This all stems, folks, from the fact that Gibby uses a C to indicate groundouts, and we're still trying to figure it out.
Very efficient.
It's a mystery to all of us.
I explained it to you. You just don't want to give it credence.
Here's the 2-2. It's rolled foul.
Tigers trail 4-0 here in the top of the 4th. It's been a tough series, but we've got J.D. Martinez going to get us on the board right here.
You're calling it.
I called it.
Oh man, if he hits one out here, I'm going to go bonkers. Pulled on the ground to third instead, and caught by Donaldson on a couple of hops, and he guns it over there for the out.
Well, Josh Donaldson, not known for his defense, but more for his offense, but he's feeling it pretty good down there. Ball right here down the line. Gets on top. Get on top, makes the ball go straighter, usually eliminating the tail.
So that's a ground out in your scorebook, or a C for the second out.
Leaves me more room to make notes.
Victor flied out in the into right field in his first at bat. He'll shoot one to left, and there's a base hit. 2-out single for Martinez. Burley now has allowed his second hit of the game, both singles.
The other one to Nick Castellanos. Get a chance right here. Should I make another call?
Go for it.
I'm doing it.
Castellanos with 15 homers.
Come on, Nick.
Strike call.
Looks like Mark Burley really trying to get that first pitch strike now. 4 in the corners earlier in the game. 10 out of 15 first pitch strikes.
The thing about Burley is, even when guys are on base, he doesn't really slow his pace down. He's still pretty quick. A lot of guys will slow down immensely.
I'm going to time it in this one.
High fly ball into shallow right field. Bautista staring into the sunlight. It was an adventure for him yesterday. He caught that one. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. Dodge, find your summer of performance with great deals at the Dodge Summer Clearance Event. And by Breyer's Ice Cream, quality since 1866. Roof open today here at Rogers Center in a 4-0 game. Jays have hit 3 more home runs in this contest. And it's going to be Troy Tulowitzki to lead it off. I believe the game time temp was in the low to mid 70s, so you're talking about a really nice day here today. Tulowitzki looks at a ball inside, 1-0.
Really struggled this series. What do you have, six strikeouts so far for Tulo?
Yeah.
Got to continue to dominate him. Got to get this leadoff hitter. Always a good way to start the inning.
2-0 the count. 4 runs, 3 hits for Toronto. No runs on 2 hits for the Tigers. Simon had himself a 7-pitch 1-2-3 third, which he needed desperately. In there for a strike. 2-1 on Tulowitzki, who wears that eye black. Several of the Blue Jays are doing it today. You wore that quite a bit. Did that cut down on the glare?
It does. Just kind of depends where the sun's at. I probably went through phases, but then that is, you know, if you really need the glasses, if it's just kind of a glare, you wear the eye black. That's not like good for fly balls. It's good for just residual brightness in general. Kind of takes the brightness out of your eyes. Sensitivity.
2-2 on Tulowitzki. Smoke and Martin to follow. 3-2.
They have 2 versions. The one is like the gooey stuff. It's what he's got on, or you can do cork. You ever do that?
Right.
Burnt
well, that's
cork.
what you used to do back in the day, right? The cork.
Both. Yeah, both.
There's Smoke on deck. Now Simon's 3-2. Drilled to right field on a line. JD backing up. It's over his head. Up against the wall. On his way to second. Tulowitzki has a double. You could tell from the get-go that ball was going to carry over JD's head.
Yeah, it's warm, so it is going to carry right now. There's a lot of rising up at the surface of the turf, but Tulo's been kind of lunging a little bit. Like I said, he's got 5 or 6 strikeouts in this series so far. But that one there just takes off on JD. Can't catch up to it. It's one of those that's right over your head. Very tough to judge. Tulo with the leadoff double.
Here's Justin Smoke. That is whistled late and foul down the third base line.
Tigers threw Smoke all inside in his first at bat as well. Ended up flying out to left field.
Smoke was originally a first-round pick of the Texas Rangers and then was dealt to Seattle. Really never got it going in Seattle. They thought he was going to be the big piece in that Cliff Lee deal. Pulls that one on the ground to second base. That'll advance the runner. Kinsler throws him out.
Good job by Smoke right there playing the game. That's a little ball right there. Getting Tulo over, making it in a third, 1 out.
It's going to bring him Russell Martin now. The Tigers will pull the infield in.
Down 4-0. You got to stop all runs at all costs. That's why you see the infield in.
Strike 1 on the outer edge.
Russell Martin scored 11 out of 28 times, 39%. The runner on third in less than 2 outs. The major league average is 50%. A little below average.
And again, off speed, drops in for a strike. 0-2.
Looking for that fastball, isn't he? Give him a little chase pitch here down in the dirt. James McCann's going to have to block it. Heater in.
Driven in the air deep into left field. Raji going back. Track wall and it's out of here. Russell Martin has just hit the Jays' 4th home run of this day. It's a 2-run shot.
Well, this pitch, the Tigers trying to get it in. You can't fault them with that. Not far enough. I guess Russell Martin really opens up. Brings his hands in very tight to his belly button. And it hits it out of the ballpark. And he's just unstoppable. The Blue Jays are right now with their home runs.
11 home runs in the series now for the Jays. And the series is far from over. 6-0 ball game. Martin hits his 2nd of the series. Pilar fouls it back 0-1. He hit a 2-run shot in the 2nd. Now the 0-1 pitch. Right back off Simon, who hits the deck. Iglesias spins and throws off the bag at first. And Alfredo was drilled on that comebacker.
I think it hit his glove.
Well, we hope so. Oh, fortunately it hit his glove.
Right up the middle. It came back hot. Here you can see it. Got his hand up off the glove. Almost caught it right off the tip of the glove.
And Iglesias almost threw him out.
Yeah, able to get the throw on the bag, had to turn around very quickly to get to Pilar, but it didn't work out.
Infield hit for Pilar. Here's Goins. Jays now have 6 hits, 4 of them home runs.
Have to keep an eye on Pilar. He likes to run 17 stolen bases.
He swiped one earlier in this series. Goins fly to center field, his first at bat. In there, a strike. I mentioned the Jays have hit 11 home runs in the series. 6 different Blue Jays have gone deep. Simon, the latest victim, and his pitch count now is up to 75. Runner goes. High fly ball to center. Anthony Ghost backing up. They're going to double up the runner if they can get it back in quickly. And Pilar's going to be able to get back in. He was all the way around second base. Fortunately, he retouched the bag, for him at least, and he got back.
Yeah, he was all the way past where the shortstop was. We're going to look at it for up top. I don't know if he thought it was going to drop in or if he didn't know how many outs there were. And Anthony Ghost takes his time and tries to make a good throw. Jose Iglesias unable to pick it. Kinsler tried to deke him out as he rounded second base. And here the infielder there, they almost interfered with him anyway.
So here's Revere now with 2 outs as Pilar is able to scamper back to first base. Ball high.
Good opportunity for the Tigers, missed.
Can't make up my mind if he thought that ball was hit over Ghost's head or if he just didn't know how many outs there were.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but thought we should have had him.
Revere is 0 for 2. Ground out, fly out.
And I think one of the things that happened was the middle infielders for the Tigers were trying to deke Pilar, which kind of put them out of position for to line up for the cut back in. I think Anthony Ghost turned around and didn't see them where he thought they would be. Just unable to make that play.
Meanwhile, 2-0 now on Ben Revere. 4-hit game yesterday for the Jays. Entering play today, hitting .330 since the trade with Toronto. And that one's going to be way outside. 3-0 now. You got Donaldson on deck.
Yeah, you don't want to walk this guy.
No.
The next guy.
Prefer not to pitch to him with 2 men on.
That's why you got to take what's given to you. Again, that last play, sure wish we would have doubled Pilar off.
In there for a strike. Three and one. Revere trying to extend his hitting streak, which right now stands at 9 consecutive games. Good sized lead for Pilar. And he goes on 3-1. It's ball 4. Well, they're going to have to deal with Donaldson now with 2 men on. Donaldson hit a home run in the first. He grounded out on a nifty play by Iglesias in the third.
I tell you, something tells me it seems like the Blue Jays know what's coming. I just noticed. You look at the shadow right here. You know, you're a right-handed hitter. You can watch that shadow if you're a catcher and you move too early. You can see that peripheral. Sorry about that.
That's a tough word. Don't worry about it. So in other words, you're saying you can see where the catcher is set up.
If you move too early, you see him move either way. It's almost in a perfect spot. Because I tell you, Alfredo Simon made a pretty good pitch on Russell Martin. He's ahead in the count. He throws it right in on his hands. He opened up like he almost knew it was coming. I'm searching for answers as well. What, you buying it?
Absolutely.
I know there's guys that do it.
Well, here's the other thing. I don't even necessarily sometimes think you need the shadows. Can't you tell when catchers that aren't as quiet move and where they set up? Can you catch that out of the corner of your eye?
Yeah, you can. But if they're right up underneath you, maybe. But the shadow you can definitely see if you're comfortable enough to do it. Now, there's not a ton of guys that do it, but there are some. Russell Martin might be one of those players.
Donaldson hammers one foul. Turn on that ball into the upper deck.
That action that Drew Verhagen. What was the team that was accusing them of having somebody with flashcards or something out center field?
Toronto accusing Toronto?
Yeah.
I don't know. A flashcard system, huh?
Well, come on, George. Who was it?
George doesn't know. We're going to look that up.
The Royals.
Oh, was that this year?
No, it wasn't this year. It was
right.
a couple years ago.
Swing and a miss. Now, I do remember the old Metrodome. They accused the Twins of turning the blowers on and off depending on who was on the mound.
I believed in that too, because you could see the POW flag would move. I used to tie little like ribbons on where the air came out to watch it. I was convinced, but I pleaded my case to no avail.
Well, it wouldn't have shocked me if that was the case.
That just signifies frustration when they're doing that, really. But I mean, looking.
Here's the 1-2. Right back up the middle off the glove of Simon. He'll stay with it though. And they retire Donaldson.
Good pitch.
So the Jays get 2 more and the home run by Martin. Services, sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit. Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Myers, save big with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Chevrolet, find new roads. Well, it's been the same road for the Tigers here in this series. They're down 6-0 again. The Jays adding some more and a 2-run shot by Russell Martin. And now Mark Buehrle goes back to the hill, facing the bottom three in the Tigers lineup: McCann, Iglesias, and Gose. Buehrle has surrendered just 2 singles in this game. Also issued a walk. McCann fly to center field back in the second. Swing and a miss. 1-1. I mentioned Buehrle has gone 14 straight seasons now of 200 innings. He should be able to get there again this year.
Yeah, it might be close. I think that he's getting up there in age and getting a little tired. The arm's not quite as lively as it used to be. But this season here could end up being a long one for all the players on the Toronto Blue Jays staff.
36 years old, out of St. Charles, Missouri, is Mark Buehrle.
Major League debut, I believe, at 21. Got there quick.
Got him, strike 3. McCann knew it. 1 gone. It'll be the second strikeout for Buehrle. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to Miller Time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Remember, Buehrle last year started the season 10-1, but his second half not nearly as productive as his first half.
He ran out of gas.
Ball inside 1-0. I wonder if the pennant race will charge him up a little bit this year. A little extra adrenaline in his starts. There's a strike. 1-1.
Yeah, I went down and talked to him today before the game, and he probably gets ready for a game a little more casually than most. And there's so much fitness involved with, I'd say, the majority of the players, the pitchers certainly. Burles has kind of always done the old-fashioned, more of a Mickey Lolich type routine, and he's had a great career. You can hardly argue with it.
Right back up the middle. Here comes Goins on the backhand. Great play, but he's not going to get him. Wow. Midfield hit.
Right off the end of the bat a little bit. Another little cue shot. Going strikes, come around and barehanded. That's a good play, but Iglesias out of the box quickly. The 1-out single.
Iglesias, another infield hit. It's 29 of them now this year.
For a right-handed batter, he gets out of that box very well.
Here's Anthony Gose. Lined out his first time up.
Don't want to fall asleep over there. I know Buehrle has not thrown over to first base yet, but his move is very good, and if he falls asleep, he'll try and pick you off. One and one to Anthony Gose.
In there, a strike called. 1-2.
Probably going to go to the curveball here.
Bouncing ball to first, and they're going to tag the bag. Now Iglesias in a rundown. He stopped halfway between first and second. Iglesias desperately trying to get to the bag, but it's not going to happen. That'll be a double play, and the inning is over. Tigers baseball from Toronto, presented by Bell Tire. So I want to draw some comparisons between these two, Gibby. They were two guys that really in their mid to late 20s, all of a sudden it clicked because they changed their swings.
Yeah, they did. The numbers don't lie right there. And of course, we've watched JD this year, how well he's come back. And Jose Bautista, since coming over to Toronto, has been outstanding as well. And it's just little swing adjustments. And you come up and everybody makes changes. If you take the before and after pictures of every one, you'd see a change. And it's just that really the player has to open up to changing and understanding what's going to make him have a shorter swing.
Well, Bautista went from 13 homers one year to 54, then 43 the next 2 years. And we know what JD has done after, really kind of not having a whole lot of success with Houston. All of a sudden, a tweak to his swing, and now he's hitting a ton of home runs.
Well, we know, and he's told us how he went back and did change it. And we do have a split screen that we'll show you here along the way. And you'll notice it's all about timing, because many times you end up at the same place when you're going to hit the ball. But how is your timing? Is your backside with you so you can move through the ball, or are you out on your front foot? And that's kind of where the hand position, you change your hand position, comes in play, because it sometimes, based upon where your hands start, it may delay you so you're in better position to hit the ball. Or if you're too early, again, you're out in that front foot and it doesn't work well.
Well, JD, like Bautista, went from, I think 13 was his high with Houston in the home run category, and a year later now he's hitting 34 for the Tigers with a month to go. Bautista waiting on a 1-2 from Alfredo Simon. High fly ball deep into right. JD going back to the warning track to make the catch. One gone.
Okay, now we're going to take a look at Jose Bautista early in his career. This is when he was a rookie. You see the difference right here. This is on a home run. This was last night. Now we're going to go side by side. You're going to see the difference, how much more pronounced the leg kick is on the right side. It puts him in better position to stay back longer. Of course, the results are not lying. I mean, he's hit many more home runs since he's made that adjustment.
Here is Encarnacion. Ball one. Encarnacion homered in the first inning for his fourth home run of the series. Now the 1-0 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Had a cut at that, didn't he?
Was not cheated.
Hitting is really about timing, and you have to have a free mind when you're up there, and Edwin Encarnacion certainly is free and easy.
He will appeal, did not go.
That's a pretty good pitch, and he didn't even flinch at that.
Encarnacion's another guy who's really flourished since coming over here to Toronto. In fact, he was involved in a deal for Scott Rowland, and originally the Blue Jays really wanted no part of Encarnacion. But the Reds insisted on including him in that deal, and now the Jays are very happy they did. Ooh, look out. That floats up and in and hits him.
There's the Ephus pitch. He's certainly not trying to hit him with that. Actually, you can see Encarnacion diving in across the plate and unable to get back out of the way. This is 47 miles per hour. Oh. He's there early. Actually, he was thinking about swinging at it, and it hits right there off his elbow guard. No intention there at all. Fans didn't think so, though. You can see how he was way out in his front foot. Had that been a strike, it probably would have got him.
If you missed the early part of the game, after a couple of home runs in the first, Randall Simon came up and in. Who was that? Tulowitzki?
Yes.
And Alfredo Simon, I'm sorry, came into Tulowitzki, and Bob Davidson warned both benches that time. So Alfredo got the warning, Burley got the warning, both benches got the warning.
And there have been some pitches. Bob Davidson has allowed both clubs to pitch inside, which is the right thing to do. And he totally has to measure the intent of the pitch.
1-1 is swung on and missed. A lot of swings and misses in this series for Tulowitzki. He fanned in the first, doubled and scored on the 2-run shot by Martin in the fourth.
He had 3 or 4 strikeouts yesterday.
Verhagen is warming up earlier. Foul tip into the glove.
Now we talked about Jose Bautista already. Now we're going to show you the J.D. Martinez, the little adjustment that he's made. Same way we're going to focus on his hands right here. This is when he was with Houston. And then now we're going to take a look at the Tigers right here. And he's got much more power. And look at the hands right here. You can see the hands are much different. Much higher in Houston, much lower with Detroit. And he just lowered those hands so he can get it through the slot, through the power area much quicker. And he's got over 30 home runs this year for the Tigers with over a month to go.
So did that basically tell us that with Houston the swing was a little bit longer?
Yeah, I think it was. And again, it's all about the timing. When that front foot goes down, you want to have your hands in the ready position wherever you define that's the quickest spot for you to go to the ball and to make your stroke as short as you need it to be. If you have a longer swing, you're going to get eaten up. There's no question about it. You're going to have to cheat on the fastball, and that makes you more susceptible to the off-speed pitches. Alfredo Simon at 100 pitches right now. There you can see inning by inning.
The first 2 innings were very lengthy for Simon, bumping up his pitch count. High and away. 3-0. 116 is the most that he's thrown in a start this year, and that was the 1-hitter he fired against Texas 2 starts ago on the 20th. 3-0 on Justin Smoak. Three and 1. Tigers willing to give up the entire left side of the infield against Smoak. Shift is on to the right side with Martin on deck. He went around, it appeared. Yes, says Bob Davidson. Smoak is over 2, fly out, ground out. Tigers have managed only 3 hits today. The Jays have 6. And they are going for the sweep of the Tigers in this series.
Yeah, Tigers got to make sure they shut down the Jays right now in this inning, keep it at 6. Tigers are capable of scoring that many runs. Now they've struggled in this series. Only 4 runs through 2 games in 5 innings so far. But they have shown that they can score runs very quickly. They can hit the ball out of the park as well.
Runner goes on 3-2 when it's hammered high in the air to center field. Ghosts on the run, still going back to the track, front of the wall to make the catch. Dead center field. Smoak a little bit short on that one. We go to the 6th.
3 homers yesterday, and it was, depending on your viewpoint, either a cool sight or very disturbing to see all the hats be thrown onto the field here, because it is a hockey city and they were celebrating a baseball hat trick. Well, the manager of the Blue Jays, John Gibbons, said he had never seen that. He wondered after the game, don't they throw octopus or something like that? A reference right into our Red Wing history. Mario, Gibby?
Absolutely, and it was a little bit bizarre there. I'm certainly glad that there were no octopi being thrown on the field. That would have been a little bit messy yesterday.
I think he received all the hats as well.
He did, yeah. They put him in a bag, and now he's got, what, I don't know, 30, 40 hats in his locker. Rajai Davis leads it off. He grounds this one foul against Mark Burley.
You would probably appreciate the hats more than the octopus, huh?
No doubt.
And here's how they came raining down after the 3rd home run. We don't want to see that ever again.
Drilled toward left field. Ball hit well. That's going to get over the head and up against the wall. Revere will get it back in there. And it's going to be a leadoff double for Rajai Davis.
That's a start.
Got to start somewhere. Now you got the meat of the order coming up. Here's Kinsler.
You see this ball over the heart of the plate. Rajai gets on it. And Revere made a pretty good play on it. Actually, pretty strong throw in there.
15 doubles this year now for Davis. Kinsler walking a fly out. Fouled back 0-1. Ian with 157 hits this year, and right now that leads the American League. He's on pace for nearly 200, which is a plateau that every hitter would love to reach. He's at 197 for his pace this year.
And win the World Series. Yep.
Nope, no doubt. You talk about individual stuff.
He leads the league in multi-hit games as well.
1 ball, 1 strike. Snap throw back down to second. Rajai got back in there.
Russell Martin always trying to look for an edge. Tigers trailing 6-0, and Rajai starts off with the leadoff double. Blue Jays try and cut him down, but he's on his toes and back safely.
Pulled right to third. Snap throw to second. It's thrown into right field. Davis is up, and he will go to third base. Donaldson just let that thing fly.
Yep, going for the double play. He's got on him quick, and this ball just released it too quick. Rajai did a pretty good job. He was headed back. Going's not there in time anyway. You can see he's not to the bag.
Yeah, in retrospect, Donaldson probably should have held on to that ball. Even a good throw probably doesn't get him. That's an E5. And Miggy looks at ball 1. Runner in third now with 1 out. Cabrera pop up on a fly ball. Flared back out of play. 1-1.
Miggy's timing just looked a bit off since we've been in this series right here. He's been on fire. We came in here around 500 since he came back from the disabled list, and Toronto's pitched him pretty well. In there again.
Bouncing ball left side of the infield. Diving stop. Donaldson has time to throw him out. Miggy will get an RBI as Davis comes in. First run of the game for the Tigers. 6-1 ball game. RBI 66 for Cabrera.
Yeah, we'll take it. You got to start somewhere. A little cutter in on the inside part of the plate. Donaldson cuts it off with that bad calf. Miggy doesn't want to push it on this turf, especially this turf being so soft.
Meanwhile, Martinez bounces out to the shortstop. That'll end the inning. Tigers settle for 1 run. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Detroit data strong fan, you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Looking at Toronto Island on a gorgeous afternoon here in Ontario. 6-1 is our score. The Blue Jays on top of the Tigers in the series finale here. Got ourselves a wall side windows pitching change.
Got Drew Verhagen, 7th game. ERA is on its way down. 4 strikeouts, 8 walks. Got to have more control. He's done well against righties, only hitting 162. Lefties more than that. It's all about command.
Alfredo Simon finishing with 104 pitches in this game. Now Verhagen here in the 6th. Bouncing ball left side of the infield. Castellanos let it go by, and Iglesias throws him out. 1 away. Hey, spend Labor Day weekend at Comerica Park. Get a special ticket and t-shirt package to see the Tigers take on the Indians September 4th through the 6th, or the Tampa Bay Rays on September the 7th. The package is available exclusively at Tigers.com/Labor Day. September is upon us. Hard to believe.
It's going to warm up. Supposed to be really hot next week.
90s.
Summer's still left.
There's Kevin Pillar.
We got a visitor up here.
John Keating has joined us in the booth. He was in the camera well down the first base line, but it was a little bit toasty down there.
Getting warm on that field, isn't it? It is. Sun's been out. Turf heats up.
Verhagen's 1-1. Hit to the right side, ranging left. Kinsler throws him out. 2 gone. Game break time. Mickey York. All right, Mick, thank you. The Yankees, of course, are chasing the Blue Jays for the division. Right now they have the top wild card spot, as you see.
Texas leading Minnesota and Los Angeles. Angels lost a tough one last night.
Yeah, that game was 3-3 in the 8th, and it ended up 8-3. Let's back in the seats quickly. 0-2 now on Ryan Goins.
This time of year, things get pretty frustrating. A lot of pressure on all the teams and the players to do well. Holding on to their last hopes.
Got him, strike 3 in the outer edge. Goins is out of there. And how about Verhagen out of the bullpen? A 1-2-3 snappy 6th. Go to the 7th. This one 6-1 is our score. The Toronto offense, all 6 of their runs coming via the home run, which should surprise no one, I suppose. And Mark Burley today done a pretty good job.
He has. He's pretty efficient. Has his pitch counts way down, only 76 pitches.
Victor Martinez will lead it off as we go to the 7th. Martinez, Castellanos, McCann, 5, 6, and 7 in the Detroit lineup. Victor was lowered into the 5 spot today. He has been struggling lately, and this is the first time he's hit 5th this year.
Yeah, both managers are making a switch. Troy Tulowitzki got moved to 5 from the leadoff spot. John Gibbons said he wanted to take some pressure off him, and I think Brad had something of the same thought in his mind. Sometimes just moving, a change of scenery helps. Can't tell you why, but it does.
Single fly out for Victor Martinez. Swing and a miss. Do you think part of it is that maybe they pitch to you differently in certain spots of the lineup too?
Well, I mean, when you got Miguel Cabrera in front of you, they may pitch around Miggy more, and you might be in more, I guess, tougher situations. So it depends.
And Martinez, with his single in this game, now 2 for 10 in the series against the Jays.
But he's hit well off lefties all year.
That's off the plate, 2 and 2.
Look at Burley with the big 83-mile-an-hour cutter on the inside part of the plate right there. I mean, he's not throwing hard. He's just living on the corners, now going away.
Ooh, Russell Martin held it there, wanted it, didn't get it.
A lot of politicking going on. That pitch. Look at Burley. He's going to look at it too. Looks like it's just outside.
Now the 3-2.
Mark Burley's just had really good location today. Just on the corner or off the corner. Not many pitches in the middle of the plate. Looks like he's getting close to his pitch limit.
Leadoff walk. Tigers will take it. Base on balls to start things off here in the 7th. Well, today USAA honors all of our service members at home and abroad.
If any of them are watching, we appreciate your service.
Here is Nick Castellanos. Still not too late for the Tigers to get something going here. They're down 6-1.
So he's got to pop one.
Ball 1 to Nick.
Now on his this is his 3rd at bat, so you've seen him before, you know what he's got. Got to sit in the weeds and hit one out of the park.
Bouncing ball foul down the 3rd base line, 1-1. Castellanos hooked a single into left field in his 1st at bat. Burley in his career has finished as high as 5th in the Cy Young voting. That was the highest he ever finished. That was in 05 with the White Sox. High towering fly ball left field. Ball is hit well. Pilar is on the run, still going back, leaps. Oh, Pilar can't hold on to it. He almost made a spectacular catch, and that will leave runners at 2nd and 3rd, and Pilar is on his back.
Great effort right there.
And he gets to his feet and nearly made an unbelievable play.
I was looking for the ball to go out of the park. Pilar, he sold out right here. You can see why the Blue Jays like him in center field. Ball a long way, deepest part of the ballpark almost. And leaps, actually hit his glove, but dislodged when Pilar hit the wall.
What an effort by Pilar. And Mark Burley waves to the crowd as he departs. Wall side windows, pitching change. Jays go to the pen. Tigers threatening here in the 7th.
the Toronto Blue Jays just departed, but just working both sides of the plate, cutting it in on the right-handers, change-ups away. Tigers out of their front foot, having a hard time making hard contact. Early on the day, 6 innings, 5 hits and a run, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. He turns it over to Mark Lowe. You see Burrows right there. Pretty good performance for the Blue Jays today.
Can sends a ground ball back up the middle. That'll be scooped up there by Tulowitzki, who throws him out. RBI for James McCann, make it 6-2.
Look at Mark Lowe's numbers. Virtually a fastball slider guy, almost 50% each. 44th game that he's in. Much tougher on right-handed hitters. 1.85 ERA.
So that run is charged to Burley. They'll put a runner at third base now with 1 out. And here is Iglesias. Single ground out for Iglesias. Lowe acquired from the Seattle Mariners. Popped him up. Shallow left field. Tulowitzki, and the runner will have to hold. 2 gone.
Yeah, missed opportunity there. He's Brett Cecil up in the pin. The Jays want to bring him in for Anthony Gose. I think with the 6-2 he may not do it.
Looks like he'll stay with Lowe.
The Tigers really could only counter with Andrew Romine, a switch hitter. The other 2 on the bench, Alex Avila and Tyler Collins, left-handed hitters.
Double play ball and a line out for Gose. Strike 1 on Anthony.
See Anthony Gose's splits, only 130 against lefties, but righties 272. Good opportunity here.
That one missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Jays have really tried to pitch Gose inside all series.
Now the 1-1 coming home. Popped up. Shallow left field. Here comes Revere to make the catch, and the Tigers will have to settle for 1 run. We'll go to the stretch here in Toronto.
outs. Brian Goins on his horse, and he scores on a play, but I always like to follow these things up with good plays to erase that negative connotation. There, Tyler Collins overthrows the cutoff man. Donaldson to second. And here you see a good throw there. So we want to show things that mistakes are made at times, but we always want to follow it up with a positive thought. That's how you move beyond those situations. Put yourself in a better situation to make the proper play the next time.
Well, Verhagen goes back to the hill now as we go to the bottom of the seventh. Sharp ground ball to the shortstop Iglesias, and Revere is out. So 4 up, 4 down against Verhagen. Here's Josh Donaldson.
Verhagen doing a good job of keeping the ball down as of late. Get some ground balls.
Donaldson 1 for 3 with a homer. Out in front, 0-1. Coming to you from Rogers Center on a spectacular day in Toronto this afternoon. Mario and Pemba, Kirk Gibson. We're happy you're with us. Joe Nicola is our producer. Brian Moss directing our show today from Toronto. Did he go? Did not.
In the bottom of the seventh here, Tigers trail 6-2 and still not out of this game. Got to hold on to the belief. Can shut Toronto down for the rest of this game and score 4 or more runs.
Pulled foul. Well, the Jays have not scored since the 2-run homer by Russell Martin in the 4th. Verhagen trying to keep it right here at 6-2.
This Toronto team just really on a roll. Tigers doing the best they can to try and upend them.
Missed it away.
And we were talking as we came into this series about the psychology about from the additions to this team this year versus last year when they made no additions. They got on a roll and now they really have got momentum.
Well, you'll recall Bautista was really unhappy last year at the trade deadline that no serious additions were made to the Blue Jays, and he made it known that he was not very happy.
Much different this year.
Swing and a miss. Donaldson out of there. 2 gone. 5 in a row retired by Verhagen. Okay, the Red Wings 2015 Hockey Fest returns to the Joe Louis Arena Sunday, September 13th. Enjoy an unforgettable day of hockey-related activities, including a chance to meet current players and Red Wings alumni. For Hockey Fest tickets, call 313-471-7575 or visit DetroitRedWings.com. Cecil and Sanchez, the lefty-righty combination warming up. Strike 1 on Bautista.
Tigers have Davis, Kinsler, and Cabrera due up in the 8th.
Bautista's 0 for 3. Not anymore. Down the left field line it goes. Ranche quickly gets it in. A 2-out single for Bautista. That keeps it going for Encarnacion.
Bautista really a different hitter, as we showed when he came up with Pittsburgh. That big leg kick, just his timing is much better, and he really lets it go. Not looking for a single.
Edwin hit by a pitch in his last at bat on the Ephus pitch from Alfredo Simon. Ball 1.
Now, Drew Verhagen, if you watched radar guns, 96 miles an hour on that pitch. So since he's been converted to a reliever, seen a little uptick in the velocity, as many do.
2-0.
Here's our high-speed pitch brought to you by Xfinity. Drew Verhagen, 96 miles per hour for a high, low of 75. Good lively arm right now coming out.
Yeah, it is. In there, a strike 2-1. Verhagen auditioning here in the final month of the season for perhaps a spot in the Tigers bullpen next year. And it's been so far so good for him.
Struggled when he first came up. He was a little excited, and he seems to be settling in nicely.
We'll run it to 3-1. Edwin Encarnacion, who grew up in La Romana in the Dominican Republic.
These have been dangerous counts to the Blue Jays home run hitters. 3-1 counts.
Fouled off, no play. 3-2.
Added velocity seems to help him trying to retire Encarnacion. Balls down and away. Seems like been more of a high ball hitter this series too. The balls that have been up in the zone, he's really driven out of the park. Verhagen keeping it down well.
He has driven 4 of them out of the ballpark in this series. Runner going, and it drilled to right field, base hit. Bautista headed to third. He'll get there, and Encarnacion keeps the inning going with a single.
Well, he's locked in. I mean, this ball's down in the zone, and he barrels it. Doesn't try to do too much with it. Solidly hit a couple hopper out to J.D. Martinez. See how much he shortened that swing up than the 3-2 count. 3-1 count much longer, going for the home run. And Bautista on the run is easily into third.
That'll bring up Tulowitzki, who has struck out twice in this game and also doubled. Jeff Jones coming out. Talk with Verhagen.
Yeah, Verhagen may be getting a little tired right now. Blaine Hardy just getting up in the bullpen.
Jeff Jones buying him some time.
Doesn't take the relievers very long to get ready now these days. You do get 8 pitches when you come into the game as well, so kind of it's an art to getting not totally loose, but getting right there. So if you do get the call, you can get loose on the mound, be ready for the game. So you're trying not to throw any extra pitches if you don't have to in the bullpen.
Well, here is Tulowitzki. You've got the lefty Smoke waiting on deck. If it got that far, you'd see Hardy.
Well, I think Smoke's better against lefties, but
is he? Maybe not.
My numbers say, but that's just on this year. Didn't look career-wise.
That's in there a strike. Well, this has kind of told it all right here. It tells the story.
There are many more opportunities for the Blue Jays. 26 to Detroit's 10.
Sliced in the air to right field, sinking, and caught on the run there by J.D. Martinez.
Good hands.
Tulowitzki's out of there. They'll strand 2. We go to the 8th.
game. Hagen, pretty efficient here. He comes in a couple innings, couple of ground balls, couple of strikeouts, lots of velocity, lots of movement on the fastball. Pretty good looking for this young kid. 2 innings, you see, 2 strikeouts, 2 hits, after being converted from a starter to a reliever this year.
Well, the Blue Jays now will dip into the bullpen again. Here is Aaron Sanchez to pitch the 8th.
Aaron Sanchez has kind of been the setup guy for the Blue Jays. 3.12 ERA, lots of strikeouts, you see, lots of walks. Got a pretty lively arm, this young guy does. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Got a good curveball. It'll be a challenge for the Tigers, who are up at the top of their order, and Raji Davis.
Davis, Kinsler, and Cabrera top 3 facing Sanchez in a 4-run game right now, 6-2, and the first one is fouled back out of play, 0-1. Rajay had a double in his last at bat. It began things in the 6th. He eventually scored on a ground out by Cabrera.
Aaron Sanchez, another first rounder that the Jays have on their roster.
Sanchez, 23 years old, from Barstow, California.
Had a pretty good July for this team.
Drilled to center field and is caught in a slide by Pilar.
This kid's everywhere.
I'm not kidding. Defense, defense, defense. The Jays have played a ton of it in this series.
Extra pitching. Kevin Pilar again. We saw him going back on the wall. Now he's charging in. Well positioned on a well hit ball by Raji Davis. See, he's got that glove off to the side to make the adjustment. Should he overrun it? It's 1 down here in the 8th.
Here's Ian Kinsler. Right back up the middle on the ground. Goins on the backhand. Quick throw is in time. Man. 2 gone.
Got in on him a little bit, got a little too deep, couldn't get it up the middle.
We'll bring up Cabrera with the bases empty. Miggy had a ground out to drive in a run. That was in the 6th. Ball 1. Action in the Detroit bullpen.
Bruce Rondon.
In there, a strike called, 1-1.
See here, Sanchez got a pretty long lever there in that arm. Tall kid. Ball jumps at 96 to 98 miles an hour. Looks like he hides it well.
Much like to face this kid in high school. He struck out 104 batters in 57 innings.
Doesn't sound like too much fun to me.
Nope. 2-1. Rolled foul, 2-2 now on Miguel.
There he is, 6 feet 4 inches, 200 pounds, only 23 years old. The Blue Jays bullpen struggled the first half, but they've shaped it up nicely here for the stretch run.
Crowd coming alive now. The 2-2 is off the plate, 3-2.
There you can see in the first half, bullpen 3.62 ERA. Second half 1.95 so far. Opponent's average down. Walks are down. Home runs are down.
And he lost him. So Cabrera gets a 2-out walk. Opening up JD Martinez.
We'll take that walk. JD, I made a call for these guys earlier, didn't I?
You did. Are you going to double down here?
Absolutely.
All right. Make them sweat a little bit.
Make that walk hurt.
3 groundouts for Martinez in this game. JD looks at a ball outside.
Sanchez's pitches are pretty much all to his glove side right now. See it missing all the way to the right-handed hitters.
One.
You see JD career highs this season already. 528 plate appearances. His WAR is going up, just becoming a better and better player. 87 RBI.
2-1.
See Russell Martin having a little talk with Mr. Bob Davidson back there.
Hardy now is again in the bullpen, this time with Rondon. Line drive, base hit right field on the ground. It shoots through, and to second base goes Cabrera. So a little two-out rally here for the Tigers.
Yeah, good hit by JD right here. Just pretty much pitching him away. Kind of just takes what was given to him, stayed on it, hit it the other way. Here's some mustard, 97 miles an hour. Got to have a direct path to that ball, and he does.
So here is Victor Martinez. Single and a walk today for Victor after being bumped down to 5 in the lineup. Sanchez got a couple of quick outs, but now a walk and a single. Strike one on Victor. Here's a stat that's really surprising when you look at Victor Martinez. The last time he had a hit with a man in scoring position was on the 19th of August.
Boy.
As you like to say, he's due.
He certainly is.
Missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Victor is 0 for 10 since that date. More action in their bullpen. There's the closer, Osuna.
Looking for a 4-out save, huh?
Ground ball right side to the outfield grass. Goins got time. He throws him out. Tigers going to hit a walk, but lead 2 to the bottom of the 8th we go.
Blue Jays have been on fire, hitting the ball out of the ballpark. Josh Donaldson, Edwin Encarnacion, Kevin Pillar, And then Russell Martin, 4 home runs today. That's 11 home runs in the series, the 3-game series against the Tigers with the Blue Jays. They hold a 6-2 lead here as we go in the bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher, Bruce Rondon. 31 strikeouts, 10 base on balls. He hasn't had much work lately, so they're going to get him in the game, and hopefully he can shut the Blue Jays down and hold the score where it's at.
Justin Smoke leads it off for Toronto here in the 8th, and a big swing and a miss, 0-1. A sizzling 99-mile-an-hour fastball from Rondon. Smoke is still for 3. Ball low, 1-1.
Seems like the key to Bruce Rondon is if he gets that slider over, it gives him a dominating second pitch to go with that below fastball.
'99 again, and it's 1-2.
Also notice that fastball when it's down in the zone has more movement, as it should.
Slap foul, back out of play. Another sellout here today in Toronto. 46,625. 7 consecutive sellouts in this ballpark now, and Toronto is catching baseball fever.
Lively atmosphere, and you ever have a chance to be in a stadium like this or play in this atmosphere? Unforgettable.
Bouncer back up the middle. Iglesias on the charge. Smoke is out. 1 away. Hey, this Saturday the Tigers play the Cleveland Indians at 7:08 p.m. Fans are invited to stay after the game for a fireworks spectacular. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
Gotta like the fireworks, huh?
Really good show.
Always since a little kid.
Here is Russell Martin. Bouncer to the shortstop. In the hole. Iglesias, tough play. Off the bag, an infield hit. Second hit of the game for Martin.
He likes that first pitch, so he jumped on a couple of them today. Jumps on Bruce Rondon right here. We got 1 on and 1 out. Good try by Iglesias.
There's Kevin Pillar, who's been all over the place defensively in this game, but just as importantly, a 2-run shot in the second. A couple of hits today for Pillar. No balls, 1 strike. That'll ride inside. 1-1 on Pillar.
Pillar was walking up on that ball, and the home run it was up.
Jays have gotten so much production out of the bottom of their lineup. They're 4 for 9 today. They had a huge day yesterday as well. The length of this lineup has been incredible in this series. There's the ball up and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. We have homers from Martin and Pillar from 7, 8, 9 in this game. Here you go.
Yeah, there they are, 12 for 24, 2 home runs, a double, 6 RBI, 6 runs, 3 games.
That is a ton of production.
Certainly set the table for the top of that order. And Ben Revere at number 1 today, but Josh Donaldson, Jose Bautista, Edwin Encarnacion have really been tough to deal with in this series.
3-1 on Pilar. Goins on deck, the number 9 hitter. And Bruce delivers low for ball 4. Missed with a fastball, and there are 2 on now with 1 out. As we promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag Detroit Data Strong Fan for a chance to have it featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Here's Ryan Goins. Blue Jays trying to add to their 6-2 lead. Drill toward left center field. Rajay on the run, not going to get it. Going to split the gap and go to the wall. This is going to get 2 runs in. And the bottom of the lineup continues to get it done. Number 9 hitter Ryan Goins drives in 2.
That makes 8 RBI in 2+ games for the 7 through 9, but Goins, just like Russell Martin, jumps on his first pitch, 98-mile-an-hour fastball down over the heart of the plate, drives it through the gap between left and center field, and 2 runners score easily for the Blue Jays. Now the score 8-2 Jays.
Still only 1 out, and here's the top of the order, Ben Revere. Ball 1. It spun McCann out of his stance.
I tell you, these Jays are really hot. They're on fire. They're really hungry right now to get guys on. And as we said before, the first game of this series, they hit in cycles and clusters of hits, clusters of home runs, and they've done it this whole series.
There's a strike called. 8 or more runs in 26% of their games so far this season.
Is that a record? We'll have to look into that.
Now the 1-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. So Rondon got the first man he faced, but an infield single, then a walk and a double.
Bruce hasn't had a ton of appearances lately. Nevertheless, got to find a way to keep yourself ready. Get through this inning, shut him down the rest of the way.
Swing and a miss.
Think that helped.
They had Osuna warming up, and now in their bullpen, Cecil and Bo Schultz. Osuna was coming in for a possible 4-out save last half inning, but they didn't need him.
Yeah, had it been a save opportunity. If you're Toronto, it couldn't have went better. This whole series couldn't have went better. They've hit the ball, lots of offense. The bullpen has been used as they want. Actually, notice some of the pitchers down there just throwing a little side session. When it's going good, enjoy it, boys. But
you know, we haven't seen their pitching coach walk out to the mound once this series, have we?
I don't think so. But Pete Walker?
Yeah, Pete Walker has been anchored to the bench. Swing and a miss.
Nice slider right there. Ben Revere wasn't expecting that. Good depth. See how that ball goes down, disappears. Straight down. Revere over top. 2 away.
Josh Donaldson will step in. Homered in his first at bat. Every time he comes up, they start chanting MVP. Got the numbers to back it. But a full month of baseball to be played.
Yep, he's going to have to stay healthy, continue to be on a roll.
Strike one. Eight runs, 10 hits for the Jays. The Tigers 2 runs, 6 hits. One.
Yeah, the Blue Jays have 7 games left against the New York Yankees, whom they're a game and a half up. So there's 7 tough games for them. I'm sure they probably have some against Baltimore as well. Still alive.
They have Baltimore on this homestand, but the Yankee games, I'm sure, will be very entertaining. Now Rondon ready with the 1-1 pitch. Into center field. It's going to drop. Base hit. And it's going to get another run in. RBI single for Donaldson, who knocks in his second run of the game. 9-2. 106 RBIs. Here comes Brad Ausmus.
Yeah, what can you say? This guy's done everything. Hit the ball away, hit it down the middle, hit it inside. Shown that he is an MVP candidate.
So Bruce unable to get through the 8th. He'll face 6 batters and depart. We'll be back.
The Tigers in Toronto. Stay with us after the game. You'll hear from Brad Ausmus. You'll hear from Alfredo Simon. We'll talk about what happened this weekend, and we'll look ahead to what could happen for the Tigers in Kansas City. Hopefully better things are in our future. It's Mickey York and Craig Monroe in our Call Sam studios right after the game. Upstairs we go to Mario and Gibby.
All right, Keith, thanks. We have another pitcher now for the Tigers. It'll be Blaine Hardy checking in.
Blaine Hardy's been pretty effective out of the bullpen for the Tigers this year. 59th game. That's quite a few for the young kids.
Not expected to pitch here today, but Rondon could not get 3 outs here in the 8th, so they got to go to Hardy. Bautista is 1 for 4, singled in his last at bat.
Yeah, all the hitters from Toronto are much better against left-handed pitchers, so you wouldn't normally do this, but Tigers bullpen has been overused, so he's going to have to come in and get this last out.
Tigers certainly will benefit from a day off tomorrow in KC before they start that series Tuesday night. Over the head of McCann to the backstop, and the runner will advance. Donaldson moves to second.
Well, that one got away.
Wild pitch.
Not where McCann's expecting it. All the people duck behind. Two and two. Got to find a pitch here to put him away. Don't want to go 3-2.
Jays have been 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position in this game. Now the 2-2 swing and a miss. He struck him out to win the inning. However, the Jays add to their lead. Safety planning. It'll be Verlander and Johnny Cueto on Tuesday night.
Yeah, JB's really been throwing the ball good. Only 2 and 6. He could easily be much better than that. But the ERA is on the way down. His control is pinpoint, throwing all of his pitches. And of course, Johnny Cueto coming over from the Cincinnati Reds. As Kansas City tries to close out the division. Lynch.
So here is Castellanos to lead it off against Bo Schultz, who checks in now for the Blue Jays.
Bo Schultz, he pitched yesterday as well. 2.54 ERA, a hard thrower. Throw 97, 98 miles an hour. Not walking anybody. See that low whip. Not many guys on base.
Castellanos, McCann, Iglesias here in the 9th. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Looking for a Calder. Hunter Wendelstedt is not going to give it to him.
Swing and a miss. Castellanos a double and a single today.
2 for 3.
And the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Nick.
Just looking at the Blue Jays, they got 15 games at home remaining after today. They do have 7 with the Yankees, 6 with Baltimore, Tampa Bay. They got some games, Boston. So going to be within their division the last month of the season.
They'll earn it. That'll slice
fair
inside the line. Extra bases for Castellanos, and he's in with his 3rd hit.
Beautiful thing right there. Nick does a good job. Bo Schultz comes with the heater inside. And Nick pulls his hands in there, gets the barrel on it. See him pull those hands and watch it. He sees it. The back elbow comes in tight. That's what you call battling with 2 strikes, staying alive, and on to second base with the leadoff double.
Here's McCann, who knocked in a run with a ground ball back in the 7th. 29th RBI. Tigers 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position in this game. Swing and miss. Healthy rip there by McCann.
Yep, didn't look like he was going for a single right there.
No. Outside 1-1.
James 0 for 3 on the day. He's slowed down here and hit a little tough stretch as well.
Bouncer back up the middle, and it's going to be caught there by Tulowitzki on a great play. Oh my goodness. That ball was sent to center field. Tulowitzki not only got there, but he threw him out.
Well, he did a great jump. He's got a great pre-pitch, and he gets off on the balls that are hit. Look at him over there. He just covers a lot of ground with those long strides. He's made that throw many times right on the money. How many plays has he made in this series that we've seen that normally would not be made by a normal shortstop?
A lot.
Has not swung the bat well, but great contribution with his glove.
Iglesias, the batter. We're told so many times coming into this series how the trade of Jose Reyes has helped this team, and that Tulowitzki has really shored up the defense at short, because Iglesias, or I should say, Reyes was struggling there with the glove. Iglesias hammers it to right field. Sizing it up, Bautista. Catch is made. Runner will hold. Castellanos not going to try and score. Ooh, Bautista fired that one back in. And the crowd appreciates that. Follow the Tigers all season in 2015 with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At bat is up to the moment, at any moment, with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, and more. Get MLB.com at bat on your smartphone or tablet.
Well, the Tigers down to their last out. The Blue Jays, they want to get through this inning without getting anybody up in their bullpen. For the Tigers, you want to spoil it. You want to make them get as many up as you can.
Anthony goes 0 for 3. Ball outside, it goes 2-0.
Get another guy on, you never know.
Schultz ready with the 2-0 pitch. And it's in the outside part of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike to Ghost.
Like he was taken all the way until he got a strike on it.
Should Ghost reach? They've got Rajay Davis waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. He chased up at 97. Major heat there from Schultz, and here comes the crowd now. Soft ground ball to short. Tulowitzki has it, and that is that. An impressive display this weekend for the Toronto Blue Jays. 9-2 victory in this one. And they sweep the Tigers. We'll be back to Rogers Center.